Awesome. The Spirit Award. There were some Spirit Award jerseys out there on the course today. Maybe you saw them. They're white with great big red polka dots. I'm told the tailoring needs a little work. But it's an awesome garment nonetheless. The Spirit Award goes every ride. Again, this is the coach's project. We talk about this, we take this very seriously. This is the white jersey writ large. There are 230 riders out there. There were 230 great stories. Any one of you, in fact, probably all of you, are worthy of a jersey like that. But again, fiscal responsibility and all, we try to narrow it down. We talk about it a lot. Again, this can be anything. You cannot, for instance, set out to earn this jersey. That will not work. And the one thing I can tell you normally is when we give this out on Saturday night and I see the winner on Sunday, he or she always says, I don't know why you gave this to me. And to which I always say, well, that's how we know we got the right person. It's attitude, it's spirit. The idea is we're going to try to pick one person out of the 230 that the rest of you would say, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. I am totally comfortable with that person representing me at this ride on this day in this company. It's a statement of determination, of passion, of dedication, of joy, of love. It's a big deal. I've got several honorable mentions to bring up before we talk about the winner. For instance, there is the pair, teammates, Carla Voorhees and Julie Jaworski. Let me tell you about that. Yeah, let me just, okay, let me tell you about them. Carla was going to ride. Carla was registered for this ride. It would have been her 6th ride. She crashed a while ago while training for this ride, busted up some stuff, elbow, shoulder, spoil you the gory details. I got the whole scoop. Crushed at missing the ride. Her friend Julie stepped up. I will ride for you. I will represent you. I know how much this means to you. I will step up. Yeah, I did an Ironman recently. Yeah, I had to borrow a bike today. Yeah, this could have gone smoother in a couple different ways, but that's what she did. And then Carla, of course, came out here to support her and her team. I saw her this morning in the start line with her arms laden with everybody's jackets and coats. She got up at 5 a.m. to have breakfast with her team and spent all day working on their behalf. That, folks, is spirit jersey kind of stuff. So we'd like to recognize those folks. Another person I did not have the privilege to meet today personally, but who came up constantly in the conversation, is Lorraine Smith from Western Carolina. Apparently, she is newly diagnosed with T1, and last night, her only source of insulin control, her insulin pen, broke, leaving her completely bereft of insulin for today's ride. She was down at breakfast telling some of us that she was not going to ride. She could not possibly ride. But Coach Tiburon from Utah and Terry from the bike room scrambled up some goods for her. And despite the fact that she had never used a syringe in her life to control her diabetes, rode today and had a good day. I'm also told that 10 friends of hers, I'm guessing it's that 10 back there, are here to support her and our new riders, and all of them are here together. So that's awesomeness personified. It's a relatively rare occurrence of a bunch of coaches nominating a non-rider for this jersey. It turns out that Ashley Allen, who happens to be the Utah ride staff person, who worked all day in rest stop 1 and 3, was nominated over and over again by coaches. Again, same words came up: attitude, enthusiasm, volume. And here's the interesting little tidbit. A lot of those coaches actually nominated her for the white jersey because they thought she was about 13 years old. I was sure it was okay to say that. If it's wrong, it was not my idea. Anyway, and another cool thing about her, one of our other riders rode into the checkpoint today. His phone blew up with texts. He took a look. She asked, "What are you looking at?" Checking my ride donations. I was a little bit short of reaching my goal. At that moment, she donated money to put him $1 over his goal. Arm warmers or something for someone that close to getting the jersey. But we have one more person to talk about. And as you can imagine, standing out from the company I've already told you about is pretty impressive. This is a rider that devoted his entire day today to riding along with a fellow rider to make sure that she had a good day. This is a friendship that started not that long ago on Facebook. These people had never met each other face to face until this weekend. And he decided to put aside whatever goals he came here with, whatever he was thinking he would do at this ride when he registered for it, back whenever that was, and spend his day keeping an eye on his new friend. And that, folks, if Spirit Jersey was in the dictionary and you looked it up, that's what it would say. Something like that. You may have noticed this guy yesterday with some blue and yellow stuff in his face and hair. I am talking, of course, about Andy Booth from Pittsburgh. This group here is JDRF Ride to Cure personified.
Wow. This was, needless to say, pretty unexpected. So, the rider that I rode with today, you know, one of the things she didn't know was, you know, she thought I was helping her, but she was really helping me. I've had some challenges this year physically that I was supposed to ride Death Valley and was not able to do that because of some back issues. And oddly enough, my back never hurts, my legs hurt. And through the first third of this ride, I was having really bad nerve pain in my leg. Yet, I was talking to Nancy the entire time, so much so that we forgot about mile 23. We talked right through it, and we started a new tradition, which was mile 33. The fun thing about Nancy was we were at mile 33.9, and we were sitting at an intersection, and she was physically convulsing because she could not thank the police officers at the intersection. Nancy, I don't know where you went. One of the best. You know, Nancy and I literally met on Facebook. Last week I was $215 shy of my goal when I left Friday night to go to the movies with my wife. When I got home, my phone dinged, and I was at $4,000, which I then exchanged messages with the person who donated that to me, which was Nancy. She didn't want me to be nervous coming into this week, so, you know, thank you, Nancy.
You donated to me.
I did. And coincidentally, the rider who pulled into the first rest stop, $25 shy of his goal, was me. And Ashley donated would not take no for an answer, and donated $26 to put me over the top. You know, this is a disease of milestones, and I had this conversation with Nancy today. My first milestone was February 23rd, 1995, when my oldest daughter, Samantha, was diagnosed with type 1. And oddly enough, my second milestone was the next day, when I called home, and I told my mother that my daughter had been diagnosed with type 1, and she said, "At least it's not life-threatening." And the irony of that is on January 27th, 2001, my mother passed away from complications of untreated type 1 diabetes. 3 years later, my father, even though the death certificate said heart failure and liver cancer, 3 years to the day after my mother died, my father died. And my father died, I consider him a victim of type 1 because at 3 years before, he kind of lost his will to live when my mom passed away. The next milestone would have been the fall of 2005 when my daughter Sam went to a class trip to a local college that had a planetarium. She came home and she said, "I want to be an astronaut." And when she found out that type 1 would keep her from being an astronaut, she got really, really, really mad. And she wrote to our local commission person who had nothing to do with it. She wrote to the mayor. She wrote to the state senator. She wrote to the president. She was angry. And about a month later, she came back and she said, "Okay, if I can't be an astronaut, I'm going to be a rocket scientist." And I said, "Yeah, next week it'll be doctor, and the week after that it'll be vet, and the week after that." So the next milestone to come for me is May 8th of 2016, when my daughter Samantha will graduate from Ohio State University with a degree in aerospace engineering. Sam's favorite book when she was a kid was, it ended with the phrase, "I love you to the moon and back."
Oh, yeah.
Well, we changed that when the movie The Martian came out because she wanted to go to Mars. So now, to Mars and back. And Sam, actually my friend Aaron is recording this for me because I was recording with Mike. This is the best part of the evening for me, and even more so now. But so Sam, to Mars and back. You know, I'm just a dad. I do what probably half the people in here are dads or moms, or you know, their kids have diabetes, and that's me. I'm just a dad. But when I come here and when I do this ride and when I hear Derek Rapp talk about all the things we're doing, and I see all the money, and I get all the love and everything that happens here, I feel like Superman. I feel like I can make the promise that I made to Sam, which was a cure in her lifetime. I can make it come true, and that happens for every single person. Anyone ever has. Thank you very much.
By the way, for those of you that haven't figured it out, the person that he spent the day riding with was Nancy Casson. And on behalf of the RIDE program, Andy, I would like to thank you for helping her take her first couple steps and coming out of her shell.